It's week 1 of the 2024 season. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Commanders and the Buccaneers, next on Madden Football.
This is a city that's hosted more Super Bowls than almost anybody else. And, oh yeah, Brock, they've won a couple of their own along the way, too. We're in the home of the Buccaneers, Tampa, Florida, and Raymond James Stadium. Well, Brock, we saw week 1 begin on Thursday night, and now 2 more teams get their season started here on Sunday. He's Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and it is very important, partner, for both teams here that their seasons begin on a strong note.
Yeah, this is the week where I really can't take myself back to that locker room, to week 1 across the different seasons. And whether it was high school or college or pro, it was the same feeling. But it was hope springs eternal. Even though it's the fall and the calendar's turned and it's week 1, you're
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Fielded at the 7. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the 7th-year pro, comeback player of the year contender last season in Baker Mayfield.
I got a smile on my face. I know he has a smile on. Out with a new season ripe with every possibility. This is only the first scene of a 4.5-month movie where he could be playing the part of the league MVP, maybe leading a legit contender into the postseason. How he starts his campaign, though, well, how you start can have a massive impact. Play out.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Coming out throwing is Baker. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Aguilar with the grab. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Baker now from the gun. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Tampa Bay in punt formation now. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. And leading them out, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, the number 2 pick in the NFL draft out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
It's the dawn of a new season. All the promise in the world ahead of he and his squad. And this is where all that off-season planning, the reps in camp, the sweat, the blood, the tears come into play. And you really don't want to stumble out the gate. You want to be the horse who jumps to the front right away and let everybody try to chase you down.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
Normally, when we say somebody's on skates, we're talking about that offensive lineman, right? Driven right back to the quarterback. But I think it's applicable for the entire offense to be on skates. 2 plays, 2 negative plays. Got to find something positive here on third down.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Shotgun snap to Daniels. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and 10, here's Mayfield. This one's taken in by Otten.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Evans, the motion man here. Baker throwing again. Complete beyond the marker. And they take him down right along the 30. That one gains 7. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Mayfield to throw again. Hauled in by Godwin. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Fires right away, but incomplete.
Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Will score. It's a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers go up 6-0 here in the first. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. For Darrell Patterson, now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punch, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
And the Buccaneers clogging up the throwing lanes. We got 6 DBs out there. Third down. From the gun, it's Daniels. He has the first over the middle. The 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders reach pay dirt for the first time this game. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders tie it up as he nails his first try of the season. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. They're 1-for-1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. First and 10, it's Mayfield. Got his target, it's Otten. And he's brought down for a loss. All right, here we go, second down. From the gun, Mayfield. Evans brings in the slant. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Right back to Irving now. Down the sideline inside the 30. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it,
pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again following the sack. This finds Evans, complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. This gets the 1st and more. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
Well, now this is certainly going to make 2nd and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss, but give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating, and it's going to make it a more difficult now 2nd and goal situation.
This throw is cut. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. They kick the running back in motion. And oh, he got it! Interception! That's Julian Blackman.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Yaya Diaby brings him down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. They send the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, Daniels. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. We're through 1 quarter of this opening weekend of football. Both teams neck and neck so far. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at 1st down here. Play fake here. Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel. Complete. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean. 2nd down now. 7 to go. From the 37. Finds the in route, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Running back sent in motion. Again, Daniels to the air. Completes this one to Kraft. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Robinson on the inside give. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
He'll get this to Samuel. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
First down from the red zone. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a first and goal. Throwing it again here. Has it in close.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Robinson. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Commanders parlay the interception into points. Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. They gave one away on their first drive of the season. Now it's time to get one back with a touchdown on drive number 2. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the give to Irving. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Putting the tight end in motion. From the 29. Short pass caught by his tight end. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Brought down that time by Kendall Fuller. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Throwing, Baker. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short. The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Commanders will go on offense. They'll run the draw with Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Another carry for Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense to the line for second down. Now Daniels to throw. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. Daniels throwing on third. Catch is made down the right sideline. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a 13-point lead. Christian Watson with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Buccaneers and Bucky Irving ready for their next possession. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Irving here from the gun. And have him gain about a handful there. Marshawn Lattimore up for the secondary for the stop. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Once again, Irving. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down. Mayfield now from the gun. Short pass caught by his tight end. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. Second down now, 7 to go. They send Aguilar in motion left. From the gun, Mayfield. Finds Aguilar. Let's see what they went with on third down. Baker now from the gun. Got his target. It's Otten. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. Riley Dixon getting set to punt it once again. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And a fair catch made here at the 17. No return on that punt. And the Commanders' drive is going to start from deep on their own side of the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. Hits him on the in route. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he's out of bounds after getting this to the opposing 45. That one goes for 25 yards. And the Commanders will have a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Complete, it's McLaurin. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll throw it again. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that makes this a 3-score game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. 1st down, here's Baker. This one finds Irving. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Play made by Deron Payne. That brings us to our first halftime of the new season. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome aboard to you and Brock. And to you at home as we take you around the NFL here on NFL Kickoff Weekend 2024. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. George Pickens, a touchdown reception. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Justin Herbert has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Malik Neighbors, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this
McLaughlin
one to
has it on the
tighten
team,
up
and he's ready to
significantly.
send this flying. Patterson now to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
If there's ever a play we can call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Now it's Terry McLaurin on the target. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. To throw, Daniels finds his man. It's Kraft. A lot of mess on the move here. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. It's 2nd and goal. Again, Daniels to the air. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now they're left with 3rd and goal. Throwing now, Daniels. He's got it! And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Buccaneers returning their offense and this running back to the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. Hauled in by Godwin. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. All right, set now. 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Mayfield on 1st and 10. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Mayfield to throw again. He finds Aguilar. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. Baker throwing again. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And this one does not go far. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Play fake, it's Mayfield. And that's going to be a touchdown. It's on the board for now. But will it stand? We got to see what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Finds Aguilar. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, you do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force fourth downs just as they did. Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that follow. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Washington first. This is Robinson. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down. 3rd and short, Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And that's a Washington touchdown. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock, he sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders make it a 24-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. 2nd and 6 coming up here. On the give, this is Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Brought in right side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Mayfield now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose. Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner and really importantly as a check down outlet on short throws.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. The Commanders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. The Commanders have possession and a massive lead. This one looking like it could be over. Second and 3 now. Staying with Robinson. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll run with Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Commanders ready for the punt. And he's getting a call for the 2nd time this game. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
That pass complete to Irving. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Got his target. It's Otten. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st down, ball at the 36. Baker now from the gun. That's going to be caught by Evans. Racing down the left side. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Running left, this is Irving. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. This is going to go as a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal coming up. Irving on the inside give. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Buccaneers putting up points in a game decided. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
They'll try to run it in. And he can't make the end zone, and that may have been their last gasp as this stays a 3-possession game.
Defense did their homework on that one. They were keyed in from the start. They knew exactly who the offense was going to lean on to try to go for 2 there.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
He's on the move. Now he takes it.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, but he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
Third down give to Robinson. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap
Still
because the
down.
holding call pushes him back quite a ways. The flag makes this 3rd down and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. Complete, it's McLaurin. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Buccaneers and receiver Mike Evans headed back out. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. First down, here's Baker. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. That's a catch, Jalen McMillan. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Mayfield set to pass. Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. Mayfield thrown out of the pistol. This finds Evans, complete. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mayfield to throw again. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down. Baker now off the play fake. Short pass caught by his tight end. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds.
Holding. Offense.
So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Baker throwing again. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. All right, here we go. Second down. Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. From the gun, a run for White. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Second chance at 6 here. It's second and goal. Baker out of the pistol. Escapes the pocket. And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers get it back to within 2 possessions. Baker Mayfield, a touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season. Training staff out to work on him. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Robinson on the inside give. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up second and 1. Shotgun snap to Daniels. It's cut right side by Watson. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They'll come up first and 10. A toss now to Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Commanders looking like they'll start this season with a win. Back to the line they go. It's second down. Here's Robinson up the middle. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. They kick the running back in motion. Daniels throwing on third. Watson with the catch. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. They'll run it with Robinson. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. The defense takes its third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
On second down, Robinson. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They take a knee, and their season has begun exactly how they wanted it to, with a win.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side. Hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
They can let the clock run out here, but let's see if they resist the temptation to add on 3 more instead. This is a 39-yarder from the left hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get... It really leaves... It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. First and 10. Here's Mayfield. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Throwing, Baker. And the Commanders get home. They drop him. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.